Bam! All right. Listen, everybody. OpenAI just rolled out images into ChatGPT. My account got this functionality yesterday, and it really feels like sky is the limit for what's possible. I don't use this word a lot. It's a silly word. I was flabbergasted. when I got it and I started using it. I put in a photo of my grandparents. I asked it how old the photo was. It looked at the photo, told me how old it was. Very accurate. I put in a few pictures of me around the world. I said, where were these pictures taken? It told me some of them it didn't get right. Others, which I wouldn't have gotten right, it did. It's some impressive technology, and honestly, kind of scary. I can't believe, what I was thinking? Just 1 year ago, nobody even knew what ChatGPT was. Nobody had even heard of ChatGPT. Can you believe that? And now it's so that some people I show this functionality to, this image functionality to, and they're just like, oh, that's cool. And that's it. And 1 year ago, nobody even knew what ChatGPT was, and we've all become accustomed to it. But since 1 year ago, nobody knew what it was. I have a very special episode today, this morning, Saturday morning, here in New York City. The rains have subsided. And I got a special episode because I'm gonna be telling a little story. We're hopping back in that lovely time machine that I so love to jump into. We're going to Barcelona. We're going to beautiful Barcelona, Spain. It's actually pronounced Barcelona. That's how I believe I'm doing it right. Barcelona. It's pronounced like that. I say it the American way. Barcelona. And we're going to Spain. We're going to Catalonia. We're going to Barcelona because I'm going to tell the story of how one of my startups, Commit Club, launched on Product Hunt for, I believe, the second or third time. And we were doing really, really well until this upstart that no one had heard of, this little project by the name of ChatGPT, overcame us and beat us on this lovely day in Barcelona in December last year. That's the story that I'm going to be telling on today's episode of The Edward Show, episode 87. Thank you so much for joining me. Wow. Let me tell you, it's 8:18 a.m. this Saturday morning. I'm just feeling nice. Feeling like a story time. I'm feeling like it's story time up in this thing. I'm feeling like it's story time up in here. And that's the story that I'm going to be sharing. So, okay, we launched. Let me check. Okay, I'm going to be referenced. Regular listeners of the show know that I have a marketing journal. I write down all the big things that I try in marketing, everything that I'm learning in marketing. And I think that's something that makes me better than everybody else. I'm joking around, but I do think it's an edge that I have because I do a lot of different experiments. One of the reasons I'm so knowledgeable and that I can share so much on the show is because I'm always doing different experiments and I'm always recording what I have learned. And so I have an article on my site. It's called, if you go to edwardsturm.com, you can find it for now. For now, it might change, but you can find it for now in the top left corner on desktop. Mobile, you'll have to just dig through my articles. But the article is called Results from 5 Successful Launches. On the top left corner, it says Secret Product Hunt Statistics. And the reason these are secret is because until this article, I was not really sharing these stats. They were just in my marketing journal. And then I made an article sharing them. If you haven't heard about Product Hunt, my 2 favorite places for launching a tech startup are Beta List and Product Hunt. I'm going to make separate episodes about these. Those are my 2 favorite places for launching technology projects. Beta List and Product Hunt, they are excellent for getting high quality users and high quality press. They are so good. So good. And I've launched on both of them many times. This launch that I'm going to be telling in this story, this is my most recent launch. I did it in December, my most recent launch. I have a few other ideas for things that I want to launch. Actually, I'd like to take, there's one project that I want to do and I want to take my best performing TikToks, which are all tech related to founders, and my best articles and my best podcasts, and I want to turn that into a resource for founders called Founders Friends. Founders Friend. It's called Founders Friend. And I want to launch that on my site, edwardstrom.com, launch that on Product Hunt, and then that will get me a lot of backlinks and a lot of notoriety. That's something that I'd like to do. I want to put that together. I just haven't gotten around to it because never is a strong word, but I'm not going to miss an episode of The Edward Show. I don't intend on missing an episode of The Edward Show anytime soon, nor do I intend on missing a weekly newsletter, nor do I intend on missing a video upload. Yesterday, I wanted to only make one video, and I ended up making 3. I was so inspired by this new photo functionality in ChatGPT. I ended up making 3 yesterday. Three TikToks. Haven't done that in a minute. Yes, when I arrived back in New York City, I was making 4 TikToks a day. And then I said, okay, I'm going to focus more on quality, and I'm only going to make 1 a day. That really improved my growth on TikTok. Improved it tremendously. I also switched to this new tool, Descript, and I started growing really fast. A lot faster than I was used to at that point. But yesterday I was feeling so inspired by this new functionality. I just made 3. I'm like, I can't help it. I got to share this stuff. Back to the story. How much traffic, users, and backlinks does Product Hunt bring? We are back in Barcelona, back in Catalonia, December 2nd. That is the date. December 2nd, 2022. It's a Friday in Barcelona. How many times had Commit Club? That's the project. Commit Club. You can just Google it. How many times had Commit Club launched on Product Hunt before this? We launched once. Okay. So this was the second launch that I'm going to be talking about for Commit Club. The first launch, we finished the day at number 5 on Product Hunt. The way that it works is it's just a list of products and people upvote the products. You're supposed to share the launch with other people, so you get votes with users, with fans, with friends, so you get votes. And the product matters a lot. You want to have a good product. And we learned on this first launch that we had some changes to make for the product. And so we made those changes. And then we launched that June 21, 2022. That was the first launch. And then the second launch, we had made the changes. And we launched it. And everything was set to go. You have to make special images for Product Hunt. You put in this copy for Product Hunt. You want to get your fans and the people who know you and your users, you want to get those messages ready to go out. So you tell them, hey, we've done a Product Hunt launch, and then they can upvote you. Some people even do cold outreach on their day of Product Hunt. Because I talk about Product Hunt a lot on my TikToks, on my LinkedIn, on my Twitter, on this website, because I talk about Product Hunt a lot, I get a lot of cold outreach from people whenever they launch asking me to give them an upvote on Product Hunt. And I'm going to tell you something, I shouldn't do it because I'm going to continue to get this spam, but a good amount of the time, I empathize with these people and I give them the vote. I empathize. I'm like, wow, they took the time to reach out. I'm going to give them the vote. And so I'll get those messages. You want to perform well, because finishing at the top of Product Hunt for a lot of products, it can be game changing. It really can. I'll tell you a quick story. Very quick story. This was many years ago. I guess this was in 2015 or 16. A friend of mine, this website, it was just a fun project that he was testing. He got the domain focusmusic.fm. And, I made a previous episode about how I ranked number 1 within 5 minutes of publishing my article, and I ranked above the New York Times. And that doesn't really happen unless it's a trending topic or you go viral. Well, my friend went viral. He launched focusmusic.fm, and it's just a player on a white page, and you click the play button, and then it gives you focus music. And he launched this on Product Hunt, and it went viral. And then immediately he was ranking number 1 for focus music and other similar keywords around focus music. Immediately, just from Product Hunt. Product Hunt made it go viral, and that happens a lot. Product Hunt will make products go viral, and actually Product Hunt was the launch pad for ChatGPT. I think it had some people using it before, but it exploded after the Product Hunt launch. ChatGPT exploded after the Product Hunt launch. And so we go to the morning of December 2nd, 2022. When you launch on Product Hunt, your product goes up at midnight. Pacific Standard Time. Goes up midnight San Francisco time. You have a full day to perform well on Product Hunt, and then a new batch of products comes in. So you have this one glorious day, and then you're moved down to the next day, and less people look at you there, and then the day after, even less people look at you there, so on and so forth. So you have this one day that you really got to take seriously. So I wake up at, I believe it was 9 a.m. in Barcelona, which was midnight in San Francisco. And my automated messages have gone out. And now when I wake up, we are immediately number one on Product Hunt. And this is exciting. We're getting these great comments. People are using us. I'm constantly looking at real-time Google Analytics. I don't think Google Analytics gives the amazing real-time stats anymore. GA4, everyone hates Google Analytics 4. I've heard a theory that you could build a business just off of helping business owners implement GA4, even ones who kind of know Google Analytics. If you just frame yourself as a Google Analytics expert, then you could probably be making like $1 million a year just doing this. Just frame yourself as a Google Analytics expert, and all you do is Google Analytics troubleshooting and implementation, charge like $1,500 for like an implementation, and just build a team to outsource it. And you could probably be doing bank, because a lot of people don't feel strongly about their Google Analytics 4 setups. A lot of people are like, oh, I think I set it up wrong. And Universal Analytics, which I think was discontinued because of various privacy lawsuits, I believe that's what it was. Universal Analytics, which everyone was using up until July, it was amazing. It was GOAT. Anyone who does performance marketing or digital marketing knows it was amazing. And one of my favorite things was to look at the real-time stats. I loved seeing people visit my sites in real time. You could see where they're visiting from. You could see the pages that they're interacting with. And I loved that, and I would learn so much. And I had that open at 9 a.m. in Barcelona on Friday, December 2nd. And we were number one on Product Hunt, and I was watching all these people around the world visiting Commit Club, which we spent the last several months improving, and it was a good feeling, a great feeling. It was a tremendous feeling. That's what it was. And it was exciting. The first half of the day, we were at number one. And slowly throughout the day, I would watch this product, which I thought had an ugly emblem and I'd never heard of. It was this thing called ChatGPT. And I'm like, man, this emblem is so ugly. And when it started the day, it was like at the bottom. It was at the bottom of the list. It wasn't really trying to do press. They weren't trying hard to promote it. They just launched it. I think they launched it, or the fan launched it, but I think they launched it because it was so close to like open it. It was so close to the day that people started using it, so I think they launched it. It was really like up until the first half of the day, it just wasn't doing well. I remember, I think I noticed it at first when it was maybe like number 8 or number 9, and I just was like, what a gross emblem. ChatGPT, what is that? That's a weird name. What? Okay, whatever. And I just ignored it. Didn't try it, just ignored it. And now it's moving up, and it's moving up. And then it was at number 5. What is this thing? Okay, whatever. And now it's at like number 3, and just immediately goes from number 3 to number 1, and it surpasses us. And then I try it, and my hype around us being number 1 and now number 2 on Product Hunt for the day was replaced by both hype and dread and amazement and awe at ChatGPT. And I wrote that day in my journal. And I'm going to read what I wrote. I wrote, this is the bullet point that I wrote. So exciting. We spend the first half of the day at number 1 and then are overtaken by ChatGPT launched today from OpenAI. It's the most impressive piece of technology I've seen in the last decade. I remember how I felt that day. I ran the biggest blockchain meetup in the world. Me and my friends invented play to earn. Everyone was talking about blockchain the way that we talk about AI now. And as someone who was so deep in blockchain, I will say like that is BS. AI, generative AI, this level of generative AI to me is so much more impressive. than anything that I saw in crypto, even Bitcoin, which I love. Bitcoin is one of the only, like, my quick opinion on crypto is I'm bearish on crypto, I'm bullish on DeFi, I'm bullish on Bitcoin. That's it. Other crypto, I'm totally bearish on. I could go deep, maybe on a different episode, I will do that. But ChatGPT it blew my mind, and I stayed up until 4 a.m. I woke up at 9, and then I stayed up until 4 a.m. that day, just playing around with ChatGPT nonstop. It was this feeling of like humanity had entered a different stage. And after this launch, it started to blow up so fast after this launch. I remember it was then a month later in January, and I was making TikToks about how I was getting the branding for my website, edwardsturm.com. I was asking ChatGPT what colors to use. And at the time, doing something like that and getting tips for copy and stuff, at the time, doing something like that was still very novel. And so my videos were doing really well. People hadn't seen other people using ChatGPT for very practical purposes, and they hadn't really heard, not even that many people by January hadn't heard of it. It was blowing up fast, but it wasn't global like it is now. And I would make videos about basic use cases with ChatGPT, and the videos would do so well. And that same content would not do well now. People are like, okay, whatever. To the point where like some people are even like, okay, whatever with the image functionality. I am not. I'm speechless. It's still like a bit too much for me to comprehend. I think there's like, you can literally take a picture of a website and ask ChatGPT to give you the code for it. Like, I think we're going to see the craziest use cases coming out over the next week or two on how to use the image functionality in ChatGPT. And I haven't even had it rolled out to my mobile app. That's going to come soon as well. And it's so wild. But so anyway, that day we finished the day at number 2 on Product Hunt, and it was still good. On the first day, we got 570 visitors. On day 2, we got 181 visitors. These are high quality visitors, by the way. Day 2, we got 181. Day 3, 94. Day 4, 213. Also would have been a lot more if we were number 1. Day 5, 224. Day 6, 97. And I'm okay with ChatGPT finishing number 1 and taking the top spot. Like, they deserved it. It was it was completely like they didn't have any launch plan for Product Hunt lined up, whereas we did. And even though they didn't have any launch plan, the product was so good, people just upvoted it. And then, so total, we had 1,300 plus visitors to our site. And how many users did we get? We got 85 new users. And our conversion percentage of visitor to user was 6.45%. I have this all recorded in my Product Hunt launch journal, which is on my website, edwardsturm.com. It's, like I said, top left corner, secret Product Hunt statistics. The title is How Much Traffic, Users, and Backlinks Does Product Hunt Bring? Results from 5 successful launches. And I talk about other launches too. There was another launch. I've done so many. There was another launch where we launched during lockdowns, and we got so many. We finished at number 5 that day. We got so many because during lockdowns, Product Hunt was really popping. Product Hunt was really popping during lockdowns. And even though we finished number 2 for the day, we appeared in the Product Hunt newsletter, and we were number 1 for health and fitness product of the week. And then we appeared in around 7 blogs, some of which were domain specific. So that was really good for SEO. We got a bunch of backlinks. And we were actually mentioned in a major, I have breakdowns at the end of each section in this article on me breaking down the launch. So in this breakdown, I write, so this was a few months after the launch. Commit Club was recently, February 2nd, 2023, mentioned in a major newsletter, and that newsletter continues to bring users to this day. Here's a screenshot of the traffic, and you see this crazy spike. And the spike is the newsletter launch. And I wrote, I think it's unlikely we would have appeared in that newsletter had it not been for this Product Hunt launch. And our SEO increased. We started ranking for some keywords that we had been targeting for months. If you're doing SEO, especially if you're doing SEO, I'm doing SEO. Product Hunt is so useful. So useful for getting links, for getting traction, and for increasing overall rank. Product Hunt is great. Beta List is also good. Beta List, to be most useful, you want to appear in the weekly Beta List newsletter, not the daily. A quick trick is to email support before you launch on Beta List and say, buy the most expensive package, and say, what, if anything, do we need to change about our product listing to appear in the weekly newsletter? Support, if you reach out to them for both Product Hunt and for Beta List, generally they are very helpful and receptive, especially Product Hunt. I want to give a shout out. They have like the best support team. Been really, really good to us for a lot of different things. Anyway, so that was the day that ChatGPT launched, and that was the day that we almost beat ChatGPT on Product Hunt, but we did not. And we launched the same day. We launched the same day on Product Hunt as ChatGPT. I think it's a pretty cool story. The ChatGPT was number 1. We were number 2. It was a very crazy day out there in Barcelona, in lovely Spain. I don't know. Maybe I'll return there soon. I'm thinking about where I want to go next. I'm here in New York. It's getting cold. I'm okay with being in a cold place, but I'm missing Europe. I'm starting to miss Europe. So I'm going to look at Airbnbs later on this lovely Saturday here in New York. All right, episode 87 of The Edward Show. I hope you enjoyed this. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed telling the story. Anyway, thank you so much for listening. Guess what? I'm going to talk to all of you again tomorrow. Bye now.